Hi everyone, and welcome to Ask Christa, the place where you can ask questions about how to work through business challenges and workplace issues. I'm Christa Dhimo, and today's question is one I'm asked a lot, and half of my advising and consulting is focused on this very topic. How do I start up a business? And I'll give a flimsy, immediate answer, then a multi-part answer. So first, depends. Now, this could be an Ask Christa series all on its own, and there are a lot of resources to help you. So my answer for this segment is going to be about what I believe to be the most important thing. How do you feel about what you intend to offer? I'm not talking about what your idea is or how you're thinking about it or what you think it should look like if it's a product or how you'll deliver the service if it's a service. I'm asking about how you feel about what you intend to offer. Starting up a business can be easy from a mechanical perspective. In fact, the actual steps involved are perhaps the easiest they've ever been because so much of it can be done online with a variety of startup tools and support that's accessible and affordable. Even literally building it might be easier than you think, but then the hard part comes, preparing the launch, preparing to sell it, then consistently, enthusiastically, tenaciously care for it and grow it. You can't just start up a business without that full span of growth in mind. And that is typically where the hard part comes in when it comes to the startup work. Startup work is hard and can be a workout if you do it right, because you want to have a strong foundation with the ability to clearly state your vision and mission, as well as where you fit in your market and a variety of other items. That's usually for the pitch, but the pitch isn't just about investing. The pitch is about selling. And that's only if you want the investors, if you're pitching for investment. Some people bootstrap their startups. And there are other ways you can fund your business, and venture capital isn't the right investment model for everyone, even though there's plenty of entertainment associated with it right now in the mainstream. So, how do you feel about what you intend to offer? When you start up a business, it is a part of your every moment of every day. Many equate it with what it's like to have children, and of course it's not literally the same, but I can certainly understand the similarities. You're responsible for your business, the good and the bad. And it will be much easier to correct the bad if you're the type of person who can be honest with yourself and others and ask for help when your experience or energy isn't sufficient, and be self-aware enough to know in advance if you're at risk for burning out. You should also be confident enough to know when and how to ask for help, because you're going to need help when it comes to starting up a business. There's just a lot you won't know. That's why it's so important to consider how you feel about what you intend to offer. And that's part one of my answer. Part two is to make space for it. And it doesn't have to be full-time, and it doesn't mean important things in your life suffers. But take inventory of what matters most to you in your life and what your source of energy and inspiration is for your startup. You will need that. You will need that to start strong, and you need to start strong. The third part of my answer is about your business. Finally, right? This can be really challenging because it's more than just describing why your idea is a good one and why your business is a good one. It's about diving in deep to clearly and compellingly describe what you're trying to do, what need is out there unfulfilled that your business will provide. What problem are you solving, and what can you solve better than anyone else? Once you get this right, it'll take just a minute or two to talk about your business in a way that everyone can understand and anyone can get excited about. One of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs make is they start on a premise and assumption that their idea is the best idea ever. Then they start to build it without a clear foundation to stand on or any clarity about how to describe their business in a competitive and compelling way. Pretty soon they're describing how the product works or the services that they offer, but they've never gone through the work of describing why it should matter in the first place. And this takes work. A lot of it, but it's so worth it. So quick aside, if you are looking for funding, doing the hard work up front puts you in the lead. It demonstrates that you've thought through your product and service, and you can talk about why it's worthy of an investment. As you do that, you're anticipating the answers and common questions investors have, and that earns credibility. But again, you don't have to go for VC funding in every situation. There are a lot of other funding structures available, and a quick Google search can help you with that. The last point I'll make is this. Do not waste your time on elevator pitches. And I know that might sound very contrarian and perhaps even controversial, but it's a really old phrase, and you don't need it if you do the work to become clear and concise about describing why your business matters. You won't need to spend any time working on an elevator pitch. You'll already have it. So determine how you feel about what you intend to offer. Make sure you're ready for the commitment. With that, take inventory of your life and go into startup work with a strong foundation. Third, do your homework. What unmet need are you meeting? What is your startup offering better than anyone else, and why? What gap are you filling, and why does it matter? In essence, why should someone care? And if you care, and you are meeting an unmet need, there should be plenty of people who care. It's up to you to get them there. Now, resources. There are so many resources available for startups these days, but there are two I want you to pay attention to right away. One of them is an award-winning show that I think best depicts what we can all learn from startups and also from small businesses. And no, it's not Shark Tank. Remember, that's entertainment-based, and it's really focused on one aspect of a startup, and that's very closely tied to the package work of funding. The show I'm talking about brings you into the day-to-day, the nitty-gritties, the aspects of startups and small growing businesses that will really teach you a thing or two. The show's called Startup TV Show, and while it focuses on American small business owners, you're going to learn a lot about how they got started and some of the day-to-day aspects of starting up and growing a business. I've been following them for 6 or 7 years now. It is such a good show, so check them out. The other resource is the U.S. Small Business Administration page. The site has a lot of references, but the page I've posted in the show notes is 10 steps to start your business, and it's a great resource. Simple, straightforward, plenty of links to other resources. I do want to say that we have followers in and from other countries, so as we build our community, I will offer non-USA resources also. There are similar sites in Canada, Europe, certain countries in South America, Africa, Australia, and across Asia, New Zealand also. At the same time, the basics about starting up a business remain global and non-specific to geography, so my aim is to offer resources that will help everyone. I've also included 2 other resources that are general in nature but could be helpful. One is a list of community colleges within the United States where you can always take courses about startups, and another is the National Chamber of Commerce directory, so you can learn about your US-based Chamber of Commerce wherever you live. Local chambers of commerce are there to support your local businesses within your community, and it's always a good idea to get involved so you can take advantage of a variety of programs and support for those seeking to start up a business. Okay, so there it is. Another segment, and I'm getting a lot of questions. So in another couple of weeks, I may post more frequently. I really appreciate the questions, and I love the level of support and engagement. So keep it up, and I promise to deliver. Join us on my podcast page, askchrista.com. That's Christa with a CH, where you can submit a question and join the weekly newsletter too, where I offer additional tips and resources for you to review as you'd like and when the time is right for you. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe as well. And as always, appreciate everyone's support. And if you have business challenge or workplace issue, ask Christa.